What's up, UGL world? And welcome to the first edition of StickTalk, a special series of tournament game highlights and player insights brought to you by the Bay Area's premier esports and gaming league. I'm your host, Brad Flewellen, coming to you live from the newly formed Ultimate Gaming Lounge, located at Halftime Sports Bar in downtown Oakland. If you don't know, the UGL hosts both online and in-person tournaments with the unique Pros vs. Joes twist. That's right, the UGL is the only online gaming league where players can match up against pros. Today, we will feature highlights from our in-person halftime challenge, plus break down game film with the pros. On that note, let me introduce you to this episode's expert analyst, pro Madden gamer, Mark Bam Samuels. What's good, family?
How you doing, Brad?
Good, good. So, Bam, we really appreciate you taking the time out to holler at the citizens of UGL world. You've accomplished so much in your esports career that it's only right to let the folks online know what it's like to be a pro and what it's like to stay a pro. So, on that note, let's get into a little Q&A. First off, tell us about your gaming career. When did you first get into gaming, and what made you decide to go pro?
I first got into gaming pretty young. I believe I was 6, 7 years old. My older brother, he was into gaming as well, and I kind of watched him growing up playing games, and you know, he's more strategical with it. But as far as a sports game, I played Madden and 2K. I started playing Madden in 2001. Eddie Jordan was on that cover at the time. And me and him, we used to play all the time, and after one of the games we played, it was a close game. And I ended up losing that game, but I was so caught up in the mix of the game that, when I lost, I actually just swung on him. You know what I mean? So
You're serious.
I didn't win that. Yeah, I didn't win that exchange, but at the end of the day, it kind of showed me how competitive I was. Especially at that young age, I didn't want to lose. So that right there just kind of kept me going, and I'm here today. I didn't turn pro until later in my career now, after I played college and college basketball and all that. So I didn't turn pro until a later day, but I started very young.
Nice, nice. So how much time do you dedicate towards your craft?
I'll say about 4 hours a day at least. Really, if I'm preparing for something, or if I have a tournament or something big coming up, probably 4 to 6 hours.
So this is a real life workout. You work out about 4 to 5 hours a day.
Yeah, you got to stay sharp.
Stay sharp, yeah.
You wanna just be as comfortable and confident as you can before leading up to, in my case, tournaments and stuff that I may compete in. So I say about 4 to 6 hours a day, be safe. So
on that note, how many tournaments have you actually competed in and won?
I competed in a lot. To put a number on it, I really can. I say more than 10, more than 15 tournaments across the world. I traveled and, just put my talents to test. Once I turned pro after, my college basketball years, I believe my first year was 2016, my first pro year. And I actually did very well on the national circuit of playing in tournaments and stuff like that. So I say about over 10 to 15 tournaments, and I've won so far 2 live tournaments. One was in Las Vegas, and then one was in Reno with Tahoe. And then I've won multiple online tournaments that have been held through the gaming leagues that I'm involved with.
So you are definitely a proven winner on the pro circuit. And you've also competed in a number of UGL tournaments. So what do you think about the level of competition in the UGL versus the other Madden leagues that you've competed in?
The competition is good. As far as the UGL goes, it's fresh, you know what I mean? We're bringing something different out here to the Bay Area. As far as, the competitive gaming league and stuff like that. Not a lot of people really is aware about, how deep this gaming world is.
Right.
So I've been playing a lot of good talent in this league. As far as, the leagues that I'm in, as far as, the EA side of it, there's a lot of great players. I'm not like the only one that's, that's top in the world, but it's a lot of great players that I've watched and learned from, and competing against them. They also bring the best out of me, and I've learned how to, even better my game to be able to compete and win at that high level. So They kind of similar. I would say the EA side is more developed, more experienced players right now. But like I said, the UGL is starting something out here that's going to bring more interest to gaming. Nice.
And one of those UGL players that you've had the pleasure of going head up against, who's a standout in our league, is Tom Bomb _ 1999, who you defeated in the Beast Mode Challenge Finals. He recently did a player profile, and in his interview, he mentioned that playing in person made him nervous at times, and he had to maintain his composure to compete and win. What are your thoughts about playing online versus in person? Do you get nervous when all eyes are on you, or how do you handle that?
I would say in 2016, that was my first year. Like I said earlier, I made 2 live events that same year, my first year, and I was kind of nervous for the first time. But it's what you want. Like, I grew up playing, especially online, ranked leaderboards and all that. And then when I actually turned pro, we actually got a format to where you have a 6-week time period to make a certain rank, top 32, top 64, to compete in the single eliminations. So you grind at home and you want to get to that live stage. So that's like, you get that fuel and that fire to win and compete, so you can get to that live stage. You want people to know who you are. You want to be known, and you just want to show off your talents. So when I got there in 2016, my first time, I was nervous, right, but I understood that I was good enough to win and play. So at the end of the day, the nerve that did come, I try to turn it into some positive energy, some confidence, and just really tried to focus on winning, you know what I mean? It's a lot of stuff that go on that stage where it's, it's bright lights and all that, and it's a lot of people watching. But at the end of the day, you gotta go. It's a lot of money on the table, you know what I mean? And at that point, you just wanna win and try to do the best you can.
I like that. Yeah. At the end of the day, you just gotta focus.
You gotta focus.
Gotta focus and get it in. Well, Bam, again, we appreciate your time. This was a great conversation. And coming up later, we'll have Bam break down some game film. But for now, let's get into some highlights. Kicking things off with my man Adam facing off against UGL fan favorite Travis, who has competed well in other tournaments but come up just short of the cash. Could this be the day that Trav grabs the bag? Let's get to it. After taking a quick 3-point lead, Travis and the KC Chiefs are in the second quarter with 3:49 on the clock with Mahomes in shotgun. He drops back and finds his favorite target, Hill, over the middle, who manages to hang on after McCourty brings the pain. What a hit. Very next play, Mahomes again in the shotgun. Drops back and finds a wide open Conley for a TD in the back of the end zone. Now finally, needing a spark on offense, Brady finds Cordell Patterson over the middle for an impressive diving catch for 23 yards. Way to go, Adam. With under 2 minutes left in the half, on the very next play, Brady hands it off to James White, who takes to the house for a 22-yard TD to get New England on the board. Now Mahomes back to work on his very next possession, taking care of business with a 22-yard strike to Hill to bring KC back up by 10 to end the half. Now down 10, New England faces a 3rd and 11 on the KC 38. Brady in the shotgun drops back to pass and fires over the middle, and the ball is tipped and picked by Steve Nelson, who shows off some fancy footwork to bring it back to the New England 14. What a play. Just 2 plays later, on 2nd and inches, Mahomes hands it off to Williams for a 5-yard TD and commanding 17-point lead entering the 4th quarter. Now early in the 4th, Adam attempts to get back in the game when Brady finds White out of the backfield for a 22-yard TD catch. But it's just too little, too late, as KC gets the best of the Brady bunch. Final score, KC 24, New England 14. Another great game from Adam, but it was a long drive back on I-5 to Fresno. Turns out the real Trav is not for play today, as he advances to the finals. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we play for, the final round. A $1,000 game between familiar foes online, Travis and heavy hitter John Madden 6900. Let's see who wants it. Picking things up scoreless midway in the first when Damian Williams breaks through the Atlanta defense, making it look way too easy for a 40-yard touchdown run. Now Ryan on the first possession of the game, it's picked off giving KC great field position. But Madden and that stingy ATL defense steps up and holds Travis to a field goal. KC 10, ATL nothing. Now in desperate need of some offense, Madden finds himself on 3rd and 10 with 30 seconds left in the half when Ryan connects with Stephen Ridley over the middle for a 22-yard catch and run for the score. Next possession, Mahomes on 1st and 10 drops back and fires to Sammy Watkins, but is picked off and returned to the KC 12-yard line, which leads to another 29-yard field goal at the end of the half. KC 10, ATL 10. Now ATL gets the ball back at the half of the game, knotted up at 10. On 2nd and 7, Ryan driving his team down the field to take the lead when Matty Ice is picked off for the 2nd time. Same drive. Travis trying to capitalize on the turnover on 3rd and 2, but runs into that stingy ATL defense yet again and cannot convert, forcing the high-powered KC offense to take the 3. With KC holding on to a 3-point lead with under a minute left in the game, Madden seems to have Travis right where he wants him to force a tie or take the lead. When Matty Ice does it again, picked off for the 3rd time to seal the deal, and Trav runs away with the bag. KC 13, ATL 10. Just too many mistakes proved costly by John Madden as Trav grabs the bag. Congrats on the big win, you finally got one. It takes guts to play in person. So if you're up for the challenge, then follow us on IG at UGL World or check us out on uglworld.com for event info. Now, I'm gonna keep it moving and take it back to StickTalk. Well, those were some great games, but in every matchup, there are always those swing plays that can change the outcome. Now let's examine some of these plays in the segment we call What Would You Do? So in this segment, we're gonna queue up some plays, describe the situation, and then ask the pro, what would you do? Simple enough? Well, let's get into it. All right, Bam, we got game 1, which was an elimination game in the Beast Mode tourney that you won. It's between John Madden and Fernando. So the first situation coming up, 2nd quarter, just started. You got 4 minutes and 10 on the clock. It's 1st and 10. Now you're down 6 and you're on your opponent's 34-yard line. So are you thinking pass, run, or in this situation, what exactly is your approach?
My approach to this drive would definitely be, my mindset is just getting 7 points on the board. I definitely want a touchdown. I'm going to be calling maybe a little bit more aggressive, maybe pick up the tempo and try to get down and speed the tempo up. With me being down 6-0, you know, I definitely want to get my points early, not too late. So I'm going to pass majority of the drive. At this time, it's the 2nd quarter. I already done filled my opponent out. I know what he can and can't guard. So my tendencies would be based on what I've seen through those leading up to that point, to that time. So I'm gonna pass, put some good routes together, put my best drive together, and try to get 7. Definitely threes don't add up, you know, in the game of Madden. You don't add up to win. So I want 7.
All right, well let's see what happens. Oh, and the stiff arm too. Ooh, Gurley just gave it to him.
Touchdown, LA.
Well, all right, there you have it. So he ran the ball in that situation. So anything you saw?
Yeah, I seen he went split back, shotgun split back. He had Todd Gurley, which is one of the best running backs in the game. So he ran a power O versus a stacked box, but he ran and split a big gap up the seam, and he actually got away untouched. So had a little stiff for him, but after that he was going for the races. So that was a good run call by him.
Yeah, so definitely got the objective done, which was
got that 7.
Score 6 or score 7 in that case.
Right.
All right, so the next one we have is a matchup between Brutal Boss and Danger Zone, same tournament, 2 UGL players, both solid. This is also an elimination game, so they got a lot riding on it.
Right.
Now in this case, situation, you're in the 1st quarter with 1:24 on the clock, and it's 4th and 2. Now Chicago's up 7-0, so that means you be down.
Okay.
So you're down 7-0 on 4th and 2 in the red zone. What are you doing?
And what's the quarter again, my bad?
First quarter, game just started. Minute 24 on the clock.
Depending on who it is, like if I feel like I can stop him, I'll go for it. But at that point, I'll probably kick the 3 just to get some points on the board. It's more encouraging if you don't get it, it's more encouraging to have 3 than you know, turn the ball over on downs and now you got 0 and you down 7 already. You got to get another stop. So I'll probably get 3 right there. And then just be ready to load up on defense and maybe be a little aggressive and call some blitzes and get the ball back.
All right, let's see what happens.
They go ahead and snap it. Gone.
Oh.
And my goodness, this is incomplete.
What did you see there?
I seen an empty bunch, shotgun empty bunch. So all 5 receivers was available. We had some flats, some wheel routes. We had a vertical route going over the top. To me, it looked like he made the wrong read.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I saw other people open.
Maybe if he hit that drag a little earlier and probably spin or juke towards the first down line, maybe got it. But I think he could have had a better option in the sweet spots of the end zone.
Speaking of that, I mean, do you already have in your mind your sweet spot plays when certain situations pop up? Yeah,
you look for those routes that's, you know, in the red zone like that, it's not a lot of field to operate. So you gotta call, you know, certain routes and certain plays that, you know, the routes are spread apart, but at the same time they're all getting in the sweet spots. And that was actually a good play. He had multiple routes, different routes. They was all effective, but you got to make the right read at the end of the day.
Make the right read.
Good call, just unfortunate now. You got to be ready to get a stop now. You know, you took a chance, you took a gamble, so you got to get it back.
There you go. There you go. All right, so game number 3, we got Madden again versus Odie. Again, Beast Mode Challenge. Another elimination game. We're only showing games where it matters, so that's important. You know,
high pressure situations.
High pressure situations, right. Exactly. So in this situation, third quarter, 3 minutes and 7 seconds on the clock, and you're down 2 points.
Okay.
So really, what we're getting at is a 2-point conversion. When to take them, when not to take them. So what's your take on this one?
My take would be, and you gotta know at that point, especially third quarter, you gotta know the tendencies of your opponent and if you really consider him as a threat. Because if you do, you probably want to take that field goal, because if he ends up scoring, you know, he kick a field goal, you down 8, or if he goes for 2 himself, you know, you down 2 possessions if he get it. You know what I mean? So you want to be smart about it. But I would like to tie that game up. I would try to tie that game up and, you know, put the pressure on myself and my defense, you know, to get that ball back. Like I said, if I get it, perfect. We back 0-0. You know what I mean? If I don't, then now, you know, I got to step it up. You know what I mean?
So you're going for it.
I'm going.
Let's see what happens.
For the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who is a complete guy.
So you went for it. Came up short. You got Gurley in that situation.
Yeah.
Why are you running the tight end on that one?
Yeah, especially if you know you calling the fullback dive, I would probably put Gurley at fullback and put another secondary running back in. Higbee, he's a tight end, but he shouldn't be running that in. Gurley might have got an animation to where, you know, he falls forward and he gets in the end zone. So at that point, I'm not mad at the call. It's just the personnel with that. Yeah.
Wrong personnel.
You know, make a formation sub, or you just manually sub him in, Todd Gurley that is, and you got a better chance at that.
Right.
Both the calls that I seen the last 2 plays was good calls. It's the small things with, you know, that counts.
And when you're playing with money on the line, elimination game, it's all about the small.
Yeah, you got to make sure you don't leave nothing out. Yeah.
That's right. So couldn't leave you out. Right. Next game up is you, Mr. Bam, against Tom Bomb. Now this is the championship game. So this is the money round.
Right.
Now we're gonna pick this up. Beginning of the second quarter, so just start fresh 5, second quarter. 1st and 10 on the opponent 38, and you're up 7-3. What are you thinking? Well, I don't know if you remember what you did. You probably do, but what are you thinking in that situation? Up 7-3, early on in the game, beginning of the second quarter.
That's one of them situations again where in Madden, you always feel comfortable with a two possession lead. So if I'm up 10, if I'm up 14, you know what I mean? That's more comfort for me. So I'm up 7-3. I got the ball again. I'm thinking 7 again. Put together another good drive. Maybe, you know, try to move my offense a little bit more with motions and flipping my plays so my receivers can, you know, can move and kind of tell me what his defense is, what his coverage is. And, you know, if I see his corners following my guys, it's more likely, you know, man-to-man coverage or just a man aligned with a zone. Right. So just trying to get 7, read him out. Don't want to move too fast and make a mistake and give him the ball back for him to, you know, to take the lead or to get a field goal at that point. I'm thinking 7. Want to go up by 14. If I go up by 10, then, you know, the game's not over. I still got to, you know, be on my best. So at that point, I'm all about applying pressure. If I could get 7s, I never really want 3s, but if I have to take them, I'll take them. I always want 7s because that's what wins Madden games.
There you go. There you go. So let's see what you did.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field.
Oh, yeah.
And he will take it.
Tyreek Hill right there.
Tyreek Hill.
Right.
Tyreek Hill. So you obviously a creature of habit because you just said you were going to go for 7, and sure enough, on that day you did and got it. So when looking at that play, I interpret that as like almost like a kill shot. Like you're going for the jugular in that scenario. Is that something you normally do when the score is that you know, that way? Like you said, 1 possession on the verge of being 2. Are you going for it?
At that point, I probably seen some in his defense from my first drive, and that being my second drive, I like to take shots like that. So at that time, I was shotgun bunch. It was flip to the left, had my trips to the left. And once I ran the play, it was corner strike, it looked like. I had 3 routes, max protect, blocked my tight end. I had a corner route on the left, C route on the right, and I had Tyreek Hill just streaking up the middle. So he had a cover 2 zone, which is his free safety and strong safety split. So that's leaving Tyreek right up the middle for a pass lead. Mahomes got a strong arm, so he got it through. And also those corner routes kind of, you know, opened up those safeties for me. So
and you're processing this all.
Oh yeah. I probably seen something in my first drive to where you know I knew I had that. You know
now you also mentioned in other plays personnel. Let's talk about that for a minute because Kansas City obviously has Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Are you more prone to see when you can take those long shots, knowing that you got Hill on your team?
Oh yeah. To be honest, Tyreek Hill he's a cheat code on his game. He's 99 speed. It's not nobody else 99 speed on the game. So. That's also why he's in the middle of the the receiver bunch. So I want that seam, that shot down the middle, and it worked out for me. Mahomes threw a good pass, and I got out of there.
So in this case, KC was playing KC. So let's flip it again. On the defensive side, you're playing Tyreek Hill. What do?
Not pressing him as much, and if I do press him, I'm kind of shadowing him over the top. Not leaving my safety split like that. At times, if you know what he's running, it's okay. But if you leave him split and he has the time to get it off, like I said, it's more likely going to be cover 2 or cover 2 man, and that Tyreek has the speed to split that. So I'm just making sure I'm aware of him, making sure when they get closer towards the red zone, I'm aware of Kelsey. I'm just knowing personnel and just playing smart at that point.
Well, there you have it. Appreciate you, man.
No problem, man. Appreciate you.
You heard it here from the pros. All the situations, all the right things to do. And that wraps out about another week of our highlights. Be sure to follow us on twitch.com @UGLWorld_TV and tap in every Wednesday and Thursday for live games. Also follow us on IG @UGLWorld for event information and online tournament registration. Again, we want to thank Bam for stopping by and dropping game. Also, if you haven't already, please register for the upcoming UGL Major Tournament for your chance to win $5,000. Special shout out to the Godfather of Game and UGL family, Mr. Earl E40 Stevens and his E Corrienta Tequila, don't kill me on that one, that you could pick up in any neighborhood package store. Until next time, UGL World, I'm Brad, and this is StickTalk, signing off.